So for the past few months, I've been receiving a good bit of people in my comments section asking me the question about battery life on certain devices. What's the battery life on this device? What's the battery life on that device? And a lot of people ask the question is why I stopped doing battery tests on this YouTube channel and why I never talk about battery life too much on my video reviews. So I'm going to answer that question in this video. Let's talk about battery life. Sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is back with another video. So let's talk about battery life on smartphones. You know, some people ask me, what's the battery life on XYZ smartphone? And my response has always been okay, especially if a device is okay with battery life. Some people accept that answer, some people don't accept that answer. And you know what? For the past few years, I've been using Unihertz devices, the Unihertz tank, and those devices has been extraordinary when it comes down to battery life. I've been using one for my daily driver, and I've been getting days and days and even weeks on as far as battery life, which no $1,000 or $2,000 device, so-called flagship, get that type of battery life. No device right now that's so-called flagship could give me a week of battery life. They only give me about 5 hours or 6 hours of screen on time, max. So when I get a question about these so-called flagships in my comment section, I tell them it's okay based off of my experience. Battery life is tricky, right? Look, my usage is different. My display brightness, my apps, my cellular coverage, my Wi-Fi coverage will be different from yours. If I say something like this, the Galaxy S something gets me 4 hours of battery life, a host of comments will hit me up and say, hey, I must have a defective device because they're getting way more battery life than me. So this is one of the reasons why I don't talk about battery life, because battery life is based on the user. And my experience versus your experience may be different. So this is one of the reasons why I don't talk about battery life, because our experience will be different. And I might say it's okay. So I really don't talk about battery life because you know what? Nothing right now could beat the tank. The thing that I stopped doing was battery tests. And you know what? Battery tests was very popular on my channel. And one of the reasons why I stopped doing battery tests is because, first of all, I believe it was stupid. Think about this, having 5 to 10 devices on the table doing YouTube video loops for 10 to 13 plus hours. That's kind of an unrealistic test, right? No one will have a device at 100% battery life and watch YouTube videos nonstop for 10 to 13 plus hours. So that is not a real life usage test. That's not real life. This test is flawed and useless. Year after year, I've done these tests without even realizing how flawed this test was. This is not real world usage. And so I had to stop doing these tests. So that's number one. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing these tests, because it was flawed. It was dumb. I mean, nobody watching YouTube videos for 12 to 13 hours plus. And you know, another reason why I stopped doing this is because I have to literally watch devices for 12 to 13 hours plus filming, right? And do about 4 to 5 hours of editing, which in one case, it took me about 24 hours of work without sleep to do these tests. This is super hard. And I was literally killing myself making these videos for a flawed test. My mental state and my body just can't take that. So I had to stop doing these tests, right? No matter what, when the phones died, I had to be right there. I had to give my reaction. I'm filming it, so I had to give my reaction. I had to make sure that no phone display turns off and everything else in between. And think about this, 12 to 13 hours of filming it, plus another 4 to 5 hours to edit, plus another few hours to upload it, make thumbnails and titles and everything else in between. It took a huge toll on my mental state and my body. If you want to do it the right way. Now, listen, they have people that do battery tests. I don't know how they do their battery tests, but if I'm going to do a battery test, I want to do it right. And so I just couldn't subject myself to that. And not only that, I'm a one-man band. So if it was nobody else could do the test, if I was going to do the test, I had to do it by myself. So this is one of the reasons why I stopped doing battery tests. Listen, man, battery tests, if you want to do it the right way, when I used to do it, I was looping videos and I'm sitting in here literally 12, 13 plus hours watching smartphones clunk out one at a time to get a glorified winner. And as I'm sitting in the room watching devices for hours and hours and hours, my body was just like shutting down on me and I can't do it. So this is one of the reasons why I stopped doing battery tests. So when people hit me in the comments and asking me, Easy, what's the battery life on that device? And I give you guys my experience. It's okay. Listen, to me, these flagship devices, it's only giving me 5.5, 6 hours, 7 hours of screen on time. And that's been every year, every new device, the same results. Listen, battery life can be subjective. If you playing games all day on your device, you're gonna have very short battery life. If you keep your brightness level all the way up on your device, you will have shortness of battery life. If you have 120 hertz on, you will have shortness of battery life. I don't think we've at that point where these companies, even with 5,000 or 5,500 milliamp batteries in it, these companies have not gave us days and days and days of battery life. That hasn't happened. And a lot of people don't want to use rugged devices like tanks and these other devices. It's because they're too big, they're too heavy, and they're too thick. Listen, I have devices, flagship devices, foldable devices. And with my daily use on these devices, I'm maybe maxing out at about 6.5 hours of screen on time. That's it. Year after year, that's about it. Even the newer flagships that I have, I'm maxing out no more than about 6.5 of screen hour time. Barely, right? With heavy use, I might get 4 hours of screen on time. With medium to light use, I might get 7 hours of screen on time. I haven't had a $2,000 or $1,500 or $1,000 phone yet give me 2 days of battery life with medium to heavy use. I don't give out screen on time too much. And the reason why is because my usage and my experience may be different from your usage, your experience. So I don't want to tell you guys that's about to buy a phone that I'm getting 7 hours of screen on time. And if once you buy the phone and you load up your apps, your games, everything that you use on the device, and you getting 4 hours of screen on time, I don't want you to come back at me to tell me that I was wrong about the screen on time that I talked about in my video. So that's one of the reasons why I don't talk too much about battery life, because my usage may be different from your usage. Listen, this is Eric the Tech Preacher. If you want to see more tech content, studio content, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. This is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.